Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Marshall with musketfire.com, and today we are lucky to have Patriots legend and fan favorite, as we all know. I said this the last time that we spoke, with us to talk a little bit of Patriots football and to hear all about his upcoming event for Heartmates in partnership with Abbott. It is none other than Patriots Hall of Famer Tedy Bruschi. Thank you so much for taking time to talk with me today, Teddy. How are you?
Sarah, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. It's good to see you again.
I know. I can't believe it was 6 months ago. We were talking about the draft,
Mhm.
and so much has changed since then. So before we get into all the Patriots talk, I want to make sure that we
Okay.
cover your event tonight. I have to ask you about all of it. The last time we spoke, you guys were getting ready for the first ever draft for a community of people who are impacted by cardio events. And now you're hosting another event not too far from where you used to play for the Patriots. Can you remind us about Abbott's Heartmates program and what you have planned for tonight?
Sure. Just very excited to once again be teaming with Abbott to sort of just promote this Abbott Heartmates team that we have, the community for everyone that's gone through a cardiovascular event. Me, of course, being a stroke survivor and having an actual Abbott device in my heart. I think the partnership is pretty natural. But to what's so special about being an Abbott Heartmate is that you've really got a community, a team of people that have had similar life experiences of you that you've had. So sometimes it's hard to find a community where you can talk about and share various experiences. I mean, you're talking about probably, the biggest adverse situation that you've ever had in your life. And a lot of times it's hard to talk. I mean, this is not something you talk about on the internet, or you're just writing letters or commenting or anything like that. You need real life companionship, real life teammates, and these heartmate events from Abbott really provide them, and that's what makes it so special.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, it seems like the event you'll have tonight, which is a Monday Night Football watch party, it sounds like that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna watch the Browns and the Broncos play. It's not the Patriots, but
Yeah.
we're gonna watch a little football. And before we watch the game, is we're gonna have a Heartmates huddle, which is really the what I'm here for. The huddle, which is, of course, what it means. A huddle is when you get together and you really form a plan or you form a team, and that's where you really communicate in the huddle. And we're gonna talk about our experiences. Everyone's gonna talk about sometimes a very difficult situation that they've been going through in their lives. People are going to talk about the comebacks that we've all had in terms of coming back from our cardiovascular events. And Abbott provides this huddle for us. And it can be one of the most special things any survivor's ever had.
And I think it's something that impacts a lot of people. Like I personally haven't had any heart issues, but my grandfather suffered from a variety of heart issues, had multiple heart attacks before he passed away. So it is really it touches me that this is such a passion for you. And is your experience, and just because of how many people this impacts, is that like a leading reason why you wanted to have this partnership with Abbott?
Yes, absolutely, Sarah. And so you're talking about your experience with your grandfather, and a lot of people that haven't had, cardiovascular events in their life before, but have loved ones that have had them, they're caregivers. And so, and caregivers really play a vital role in any comeback anyone has. Like when I was coming back from my stroke, my wife was my main caregiver, and I could not have done it without her. So
Mhm.
the caregiver role, it's very using sort of a sports term, it's underrated.
Yeah.
Okay, because they are the MVPs of recovery sometimes. Because to have your wife, your mother, your husband, anyone that, your brother, your sister, your granddaughter that's there for you and providing that type of positive support and reinforcement is so vital in recovering.
Yeah. And it goes beyond the care that you guys need, goes beyond your time, in the hospital or with the
Oh yeah,
doctors.
this
It's
goes
very
in the
important.
home when I'm dealing with moments of doubt that I could ever play in the National Football League again, or anyone's has any doubt that I'm just never going to be the same. You're at home. You're at
Mhm.
home and you may be eating dinner and you may start to be depressed. And that's when that caregiver comes in, he or she, they notice and they put their hand on your shoulder and tears are shed and you have real conversations. And those are conversations that need to be had.
Well, I think it's wonderful that you're going to be having, I think, 30 people with you tonight for this
Yeah.
huddle. And I want to invite the people who are watching to join the Heartmates team. I did that last week. I believe it's
All
Abbott.
right.
Yes, I did. I did. I made sure to do
Good.
that.
Good.
It's abbott.com/heartmates.html, if I'm off the top of my head.
Looks
If
good.
that is
Yes, that is
correct.
right.
Yes. Okay,
We're getting the
awesome.
thumbs up.
So before I let you go, because I know you have a lot planned for tonight, I have to get a couple questions in about the Patriots. I wish that we
Sure.
were coming off of a better win, especially over those darn Colts, as you know.
Yeah.
But regardless of how the 2024 season is going, what is something that is exciting you about the Patriots, from an otherwise down year?
Yeah, I guess the number one reason for me to be excited would be Drake May and
Mhm.
the progress that he's shown. I look to the beginning of the season, Sarah. Okay, and I know it's hard sometimes for fans to, just sort of just look at a big picture role on what this team is. But going into this season, I did not have any Super Bowl goals for this team.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of fans that could say, heck yeah, Teddy, I didn't think this team was going to win a Super Bowl this year. So then what really is the goal? I mean,
Mhm.
is it to beat the Colts and be a 4-win team? Is it to win more games and be a 5 or 6 win team? What's the main goal of the season? Well, the third overall pick was a quarterback.
Mhm.
And does that quarterback provide you with hope in terms of what in terms of moving forward?
Mhm.
And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. You have got a first time starting quarterback, a rookie. You've got a lot of first time coaches that are in their roles. Everyone is learning as they go. And
Mhm.
all I want to see is progression. Are
Yes.
mistakes repeated sometimes? Yes, mistakes are repeated sometimes. Now, but is there slight improvement in some areas? Is there more improvement than the others? That's what you need to look for going into December and the last 4, 5, 6, however many games there are. Any type of little improvements. How does Drake May look? Does he look good? And if you're happy with that, okay, what's our pick going to be in the next draft? Okay. And then you look
Yeah.
at it there and it's like, all right, goals achieved for this season.
You're making me feel less crazy. Okay. I am so outnumbered on social media because I have
Yeah.
such a similar mindset. And that is
Good.
not well received in Patriots Nation right now because, you know, there's frustration, of course. We are fans of a team that is historically good, at least for the last 20 years. So you
Yeah.
get it. But it's not all doom and gloom, as you say, like there's a lot to look forward to. And I think you said it perfectly. Drake May, especially. And we just have to be patient, I think.
I think so. And we won a lot. We won a lot.
Yes.
I mean, my
Yes.
my group won a lot. Gronkowski, Edelman, Hightower's group won a lot. And it's hard to get used to, but they're in a rebuilding process. And what do you need to rebuild? You start with the quarterback and you start with the coach. I have incredible faith in Gerard Mayo's. I wouldn't say right now in terms of, I mean, what I have faith in Gerard Mayo is that he's a smart guy and he's going to
Mhm.
continue to learn. He's a very good friend of mine. I played with him for a year. I know how
Mhm.
his thought processes go. He is going to continue to get better and force improvements from his coaching staff also. So let's see how the rest of this year goes. They may shock some people and win some games, and I'm sort of just I'm almost happy with where they are now in terms of Drake's improvement and what they've done. Selfishly, I don't know how many more wins I want them to have, and that's terrible to say. I know it's
No,
terrible to say.
I think we're at that point though, like people really wanted to see them win against the Colts, but that does drop you a few spots in that draft order, and that makes a huge difference in who you're able to potentially add to your team. So I
Here's
get
some
it.
Yeah, this is real for you right here. The NFL playoff system, once they added the seven seed, how well does that seven seed do anyway? I mean,
Yeah,
I think they're 1-10 in terms
yeah,
of how they played, and the one victory was by the Packers or the Cowboy over the Cowboys, and it was over the Cowboys. Does that really count?
yeah.
All right, so
Not
listen,
right now.
right? It's I'm telling you, if it's about winning a championship or not here, and this isn't the year for a championship, so let's look at the steps we got to make.
All right. Well, I think we need to just echo what you said to everybody because maybe they'll listen to you instead of getting at me on Twitter for saying the same thing. At least you're Tedy Bruschi. People will listen to you. But
Well,
thank you
Sarah,
so much.
I think you know what you're talking about, Sarah. I
Well,
agree with you.
I thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for speaking to me today. I know that you have a busy night, but I am excited to see how this event goes for you. And I hope it's incredible to be surrounded by lots of Heartmates warriors tonight.
Thanks, Sarah.